I'm not going to say this is better than Indiana Jones, but is this movie better than Indiana Jones? Shy?
It is not. Here we are, and welcome to a very pre-adolescent, maternal. No, I don't know. What do you say? How do you describe baby?
Infantile.
Postpartum, infantile.
I mean, infantile, I think.
Episode of the Friday Night Movie Podcast. And no, this is not an episode where someone's had a baby or IVF or anything like that. It is that I was in Chicago. I had this great 24-hour visit to Chicago, which included, by the way, a drop-in with the great Leah Jones and Jocelyn Gayboy of Candy Chat. And I saw them, and we recorded an episode of Candy Chat right there. And I brought some Crunchy bars and some coffee crisps and some like awful airport Canadian chocolate, like in a box,
off-brand.
Just because I said I needed them to have something where they cursed me. But don't worry, Lily, they still brought up how bad your chocolate
Spanish chocolate was.
So we had a great time tasting candy and talking, and they are just the best. I can't wait till that episode comes out. And then we spent time with our dear friends Craig and Leslie, and they're amazing children. I don't know if the kids if they want their kid's name on the podcast, so I'm not going to say them, but the daughter, I recorded a junior episode with them, which was fun. And then the daughter I asked her if she wanted to help me come up with ideas for the show. And she said, you should do it on puppies. And I said, well, we did one on puppies and dogs. And so we talked about puppies and dogs. And then she said, well, then you should do one about babies. And I said, that is a great idea. She gets full credit for coming up with this. She helped me brainstorm a bunch of this.
Awesome.
We are going to talk about movie and TV babies today. But before that, on a theme, I guess similar on it's a theme that I would say is consistent with the birth of a baby, because we're going to talk about sort of the birth of a baby in a way. Becky and I have a surprise for Lily that we are going to do on this podcast. Right.
Shy's going to give birth to a baby on the podcast.
I'm not.
Shy's going to one-up me and Becky have his,
please,
he's going to labor a baby on this podcast.
If Shy could get pregnant, he would record his birth for the podcast.
I've said this many, many years. If Allie wanted to switch off, I feel like that would be super fair, right? Like super fair.
You have no idea how many farts you would have.
No.
He would love being pregnant.
I already
he would so many farts, Shy.
But I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying
nap, fart, and watch TV and eat snacks.
We could switch off.
You'd really lean into it.
Yeah, I mean, but that would be great.
And in the second trimester, when you get that boost of energy, he would be unstoppable.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know how many podcast episodes. But Beck, would you like to take the reins from here?
I don't feel.
Am I pregnant?
I'm going to give a little bit, but then I want you to deliver it.
Because I will say Becky put a lot of work into this.
We all put a lot of work,
but
I
Becky
have been
production,
working on it for.
And I tip my hat to my younger sister here.
So I like to say that October 1st is the day I begin planning my birthday for the year, because Lily's birthday is on September 30th. So as soon as her birthday is done, September 30th, October 1st, I begin planning my birthday. In a wild turn of events, since Lily is coming up on a milestone birthday, I would say since October 1st, not quite since October 1st, but for quite a long time now, I have been ruminating on, and Shy and I have been scheming and plotting on what should our gift be to Lily on her 40th birthday? What should we do? So that's just the little ramp up for you to know that this is that we will present to you, Lily, is for this really meaningful milestone birthday that you have coming up.
Yes.
We want to tell you today.
And the reason why, Lily, is that we talked about this. This was a big debate, okay? And it was cleared with your husband. And it was clear with your husband. And the reason why is that we want you to really savor and enjoy what you're getting for your birthday.
Okay.
And we think that like if it is left to the last minute surprise, like
It like hits you too hard almost. Like
it'll hit
it's
you
too
too hard,
short.
and you
It's
won't
too
be able
short.
to
Right.
enjoy it.
You like
exactly.
I like to marinate.
Like
in
and you
things, too.
need psychological
You
I
need
do
like you
I
need
do
to
like
ramp up
ramp
for
ups.
certain
Yeah,
things.
I do.
Like if we were delivering you like a painting, like we can give that, like that could arrive at your house. But
That's what I got last year.
instead, Becky,
Did I
Vlad,
chip in for
Shy,
that?
Becky, Vlad, Shy, and Allie will be arriving at your house on your birthday.
No.
Yes.
No.
Becky, through Becky's
No.
extensive flight
No.
research, we will arrive on the 30th in the Canary Islands.
No, but you don't have to. I told Becky the other day you don't
No,
have to.
We are arriving in the Canary
Done.
Islands. We're spending the week,
No.
and we're going to spend the weekend with you, relaxing. And we'll
And
have
mom and dad are leaving that
no.
day?
Mom and dad know we're coming. I don't know
No,
what
we're
their
coming.
plan. We're making them leave actually, so we can.
No, we haven't.
We haven't arranged their plans.
We haven't
yet,
arranged their plans,
Okay,
but they're aware of the plan.
you just will have been here. You
I
don't have to
know.
come
We're
back.
gonna come right back.
No,
We're
no.
gonna
It makes
land.
more sense for me to
It's
go
done.
to you.
We
The
can't
tickets are
undo it.
bought.
We can't undo it.
No.
We can't undo it. The tickets are bought.
The tickets are bought.
I feel terrible.
Don't see. This is why we needed her to have time to ramp up so she can be excited about it.
We thought about it, and what we decided
What?
we wanted to do is we wanted to be with you on your birthday, celebrating in the
But I
place
wasn't
that
with
you
Shy
call
on his.
home.
I know, and if anyone
know.
asked me on my 40th
We
birthday,
had this conversation.
what did I wanted? I wanted my whole family with me, and I had Josh and Danielle, which was like as great as you can be in their family. That was amazing, and I had mom and dad. But then
For a few hours.
For a few hours, then Becky gave birth to Sunny, which is the most amazing present. And you were in the middle of IVF at the time, and so you couldn't come. And so when we talked about it, I was like,
No,
you know,
yeah, I was about to have my transfer for Asher. They were about to transfer him in.
exactly. And so we were thinking like I actually really identified with this as being a present, and believe me, it's definitely a present given how much the tickets are costing.
Nice. Okay,
No,
we'll
like,
continue
and
the
the
debate of
numbers.
whether we should do this offline.
And that is the other thing. When we debated, and we were like, well, should it be a surprise? I'm like, no.
No,
With how much these
I'd
tickets-
have a full heart attack, nervous breakdown, like
exactly.
fall apart.
But I was
mental,
also
like I would not be able to. But
you
now
wouldn't be able
I
to enjoy it. Now you can enjoy it.
True,
I
but now
feel
I'm
like
also
you can
like,
enjoy. I feel like you can enjoy the upcoming visit with
A
Shy,
lot more, too.
with Shy and his family a little bit more, knowing that it's not going to really be quite over.
Yeah,
And
like
that
Allie and I are
even
coming
though-
back.
and, like,
a couple
Allie
months
one
only
later.
thing
gets-
I love is a little extra on
Exactly.
everything.
And Allie doesn't, she's not going to get to come to Santa Cruz on this visit.
But, like,
because we're going to
this
stay by
is
the south.
Crazy.
And
Okay,
so
we have to
this
break this down.
Okay,
After,
later.
'cause
But
this is crazy.
you get it. Babies is our theme. You were born.
I was born.
We're delivering you your birthday present today so that you
Via-
can enjoy it on your birthday.
Very expensive plane
But
rides.
this is a classic
Just kidding.
Lily. This is classic Lily because Lily does go into shock and then she can appreciate.
You remember when you
So,
gave her DJ Roomba and she couldn't
it
talk
is
for like 2
exactly-
hours?
That is exactly when
She
I made
couldn't
It was a
her
knock
iPhone.
knockoff, and it was a knockoff. It
Well,
wasn't
no, I
even the
made it
original.
myself because
I
DJ
know.
Roomba itself is very expensive.
Expensive. Okay, let's
So-
do the episode.
Okay.
Which I won't be able to pay attention to, but let's do the
Okay,
episode
Well,
and
let's ask a
and-
question to Becky because Becky always defines these things really well. Becky, we're going to talk about what makes a good TV baby and what makes a good movie baby, because I think there's a huge difference between a good TV baby and a good movie baby. Becky, what do you think makes a good movie baby?
Okay, good movie baby, without a doubt. Let's say currently my child is making a good movie baby because she's interrupting me.
Your child would.
Do you want to answer her and I'll give my opinion?
No. I have let me just give this answer, sweetheart. Okay. So a good movie baby, if we're dividing films into essentially two categories, horror and comedy, the only places I want to see a baby, is
Horror and comedy.
it's the only places I want to see a baby. I don't want to see a baby in your dramas or your thrillers or your murder mysteries or any of that. All right. So you have a baby in those two categories. You either want the baby to be the punchline or the source of whatever this absolute terrifying horror is. That's what's going to make a good movie baby. Anything else, I don't want anything to do with it. Not interested.
You don't want the hand that rocks the cradle, baby.
I don't know what that movie is, but I'm sure I
Rebecca De
don't.
Mornay.
I mean, I know what it is, but I've never seen it. But I want like something that's absolutely terrifying, where I have to hide under the covers, or I want something that makes me laugh so hard I'm going to pee my pants.
Okay.
That's what makes, and then what makes a good TV show baby? Absolutely nothing. Find me a good TV show baby. There's nothing that makes a good TV
catchphrase, maybe.
No, there's no good TV show babies.
What was the Michelle's
my answer is
catchphrase?
You got a dude.
That you got a dude.
No, but my answer on a TV baby is that it has to not age. No one can predict the Olsen twins maybe, but no one can predict a good acting baby. And so TV babies are best when they are animated or the show gets canceled. But a TV baby that gets introduced... Clarifying question. What is the cutoff age of what we consider a baby? Because I feel like if you're talking and you have a catchphrase for a TV baby,
like max up to 2, because of the point in which you have a catchphrase, you're not a baby.
They play younger.
You're a kid.
Like I'm sure the Olsen twins are a little older when they played a relative.
Because what's his name? Sprouse is very cute and very funny in Big Daddy, but he's not a baby. That's a kid.
That's a kid movie. That's a different episode. We should do that sometime too.
Yeah. Well, but I'm talking babies should either be the punchline or the sense of horror, like the source of horror. Nothing else. No good TV show babies. Try to prove me wrong in this episode.
I'll just say I like a good quest baby.
Oh, like a Willow situation?
Willow.
Okay,
Labyrinth.
fine.
But
Willow,
the baby,
quest baby
is like the ring from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I'm a MacGuffin baby.
This like thing that doesn't.
But a quest baby, I like that. I like that new terminology.
Those babies don't have to do much. Like you have to worry about them and sit around and be magic when they need to.
They're symbolic.
Yeah, you're right. It might as well be a ring. Yeah, I guess that's almost nothing. That's almost giving them nothing to do.
Basically nothing.
But they have to deliver on sometimes. Like the baby and Laura Dannon has some very cute moments.
Googly
moments.
What movie?
Willow.
That's the name of the baby. I do wonder how many hours they have to film those babies to get the one good expression.
I mean, if you see the amount of pictures I have of my child just to get the one cute one. I
once had to shoot with a newborn for some work I was doing. And we had kind of like estimated because it was really just like one shot. We're like, all right, we'll give this, and it's nonfiction style. It's not like a narrative. Like, all right, we'll give ourselves 2 hours. I think it took 8 or 9 hours.
God.
That's the worst.
Babies can be really ugly when they want to be. You know what I mean? Like when they don't turn on the charm.
Well, they also constantly need to nap and poop and eat. It's like every 15 minutes.
But that's why sometimes when there's like a new baby in a show or a movie and that like the baby comes out and they're holding the baby, you're like, that baby is 10 months old.
But also I wonder if we could have should we carve out a little time to talk about, we'll just do it right now, talk about how advanced fake babies have gotten on TV shows, like on Grey's when they have like a newborn and the little dolls, they've gotten so much better at.
Right. It's clear that they're not using real babies to save time, money.
Way more lifelike. What about when they just do the bundle of towels? And you're like, they don't even put a Cabbage Patch in there. It's just...
There's no baby in there. For sure.
All
right.
True. Fake
I have some favorite babies from movies on mine.
What's your no, but Lily, what's your criteria for a good baby?
I as a kid thought that the Michelle, the Tanner,
Olsen twins?
Home Alone. What's that show? Full House.
Full House. She's Family Matters.
Full House. Like I thought she was so cute as a little kid. So I do think that she is, besides the fact that they became crazy famous, like whatever TV magic was happening with those babies was working. So I do think it can work because she was such a part of like the fodder of like funny moments in that show. But maybe she's the exception to Becky's rule. Like I can't think of any other good TV babies. Like the baby that was in that then all of a sudden they changed the actress and she was like 15 in Growing Pains, the younger sister.
Chrissy,
she was like a baby, and then she was. I like the actor, but like they have them as a baby, and they're like, oh, it's too expensive. Let's just make them 5 or 10. in like the next
but
season.
I admire when they do that, to be honest. Like, just it's a TV
but that's because
show.
there's no good TV babies. I want to say Michelle is the exception.
I didn't watch enough Modern Family, but did they do that on Modern Family? There's like a few
they
babies
definitely
on that
changed.
show.
They changed the actress of Lily.
Lily is her name, and she gets older pretty quick.
Really
but I don't remember. I
fast.
only watched the first.
But I think there was one episode I remember with her as a baby, and it's one of the handful I saw where one of the dads, the one that's married into the family, Cameron is
Eric Stone Street.
Right. Is obsessed with dressing when she's a baby. Like she can't talk or walk or anything. He dresses her up in these insane costumes, like pageant costumes.
See, like that's what I'm here for. Right. Like that's also a great example because I'm here for that too.
And like
they don't need to talk or act or anything. Baby's a punchline. Baby don't need them to do anything or say anything.
All right, let's get into this.
All right, let's get into this. Okay, so I have a few rounds of like comparathons to do, and then we can talk about the different categories. So first we have animated babies. Okay. And so I'm going to say Boss Baby or the Muppet Babies writ large. And I don't know if you've watched the Boss Baby TV show. It's much funnier than the movie.
Can we just shout out our answers?
Yeah, just go.
Are we doing a comparathon?
Yeah, we're doing a comparison.
There's no contest. It's Muppet Babies. I don't care about that Boss Baby guy. He's
Muppet
so
Babies.
rude. It's a rude baby. Like, what do I need to spend my time? I have my own rude babies. Why do I need to watch somebody else's rude baby? No, I don't like that guy.
Okay, Muppet Babies or Jack Jack from The Incredibles.
Jack. He has infinite potential. Jack. He is.
I do love a Muppet Baby situation.
No, Jack
the Muppet Babies are fundamentally important to me, so it's going to be hard to outdo them. Like they are part of the.
But my Ari loves Jack.
I love Jack. We just watch all the Jack shorts and we just go to the Jack scenes.
We have the Jack
and watch him shoot lasers out of his eyes. Because it's
where he fights the raccoon.
To your kid.
When he fights the raccoon.
Yeah, when he fights the raccoon. So Sunny, when you take Sunny's cookie away, she turns into Monster Jack when he becomes that devil creature.
The flame.
And then he lights on fire. He's like the devil.
But Sunny calls her cookie a ganga still, or does she call it a cookie boogie?
She calls it snack. She calls it everything snack. She only wants snack. Cookie, Cookie is the name of her doll, Cookie Boogie. So all of her dolls are called Cookie Boogie now.
Okay. So I see, one of my dark secrets is that I don't really love the Incredibles movies. They're fine, but I find them to be.
The first one's good. The second one.
Very, very long.
Not care about.
And I'm also like deep into season 3 of The Boys, and I can't not think about Jack as like a real dangerous weapon. So I'm sticking with the Muppet Babies. Okay. The Muppet Babies or Baby Groot, which is a pretty great.
We're doing this by committee, so I've been outvoted that Muppet Babies win, or is
Muppet Babies or
everybody
Jack
has their own.
Muppet Babies
can have their own.
Muppet Babies or Jack versus Baby Groot.
I think I'm
short round.
Oh God, Lily's obviously a Baby Groot person.
Yeah, I love Jack, but like when that Baby Groot appears, I lost my ever loving mind.
Teenage Groot though is the worst. It's like
he's the best. I love all
Groot?
Iterations of Groot, except like even I like the little ones better than the big one. I think Baby Groot is
a huge Groot fan.
Yeah, that's not what I'm going for. I think everybody can have
a creative
their own
way
choice.
to not kill off a character.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Very smart way of not killing.
I wonder how much they have to pay Vin Diesel to say "I am Groot" for each of those.
$10,000. That's what I'm guessing.
I don't know about that
for each line that he delivers.
Yeah, that's
I am Groot.
$1 million.
Okay, so Becky, did you take Baby Groot over Jack?
He's so cute. Sure, I'll go Baby Groot.
Okay, I gotta stick with the Muppet Babies, but that's a tough one because Baby Groot also is pivotal to the story. Like his age really.
Oh, that's a good point.
Makes a big moment in the stories. Okay. Last one in the animated section that we're going to talk about. And this is a really tough one because this one is Jewish. And you know how we feel about Jewish characters.
We know.
And this is Tommy Pickles from the Rugrats, who was educated generations of children about Passover and Hanukkah because of those two specials are the only specials we have.
That's true.
So for me, I don't know. I'm going to take some time to think about this, but what do you think? I'm
going to go Pickles all the way.
I was also thinking of
Pickles all the
yeah.
way.
He's great baby on a show.
The
His
Muppet
diaper.
Yeah, that diaper is so gross.
That diaper is so cute and realistic.
So I think Muppet Babies obviously fundamental to my imagination, and I hope that the old Muppet Babies, which they're impossible to get the rights to because of all of the TV show and sound and music that they used from other sources to make that show, would be available to other people. I guess eventually when Disney owns everything, they'll be able to just put the old Muppet Babies out. But because less people have seen it, and Tommy Pickles really has educated generations of kids about Passover and Hanukkah and continues to, I got to go with Tommy Pickles. So Tommy Pickles wins. Animated babies. All right. Now let's talk about babies with an inner monologue. You know, the only babies I could think about with the inner monologue were...
Well, but they're the best. But it's the best.
Bruce
and it
Willis,
makes you think, like, how has nobody done this? How has this not been done?
So you have Bruce Willis and Look Who's Talking.
Maybe there's more?
You have Joan Rivers at the end of Look Who's Talking, which I was always...
So it's just Look Who's Talking?
So I was always super bummed that... Well, if you can think of another one. And then they switched Joan Rivers to Roseanne in the second one, and I hate the second Look Who's Talking. The fact that the whole end of that movie is two babies escaping a fire, like really, really was too much for me.
Yeah.
But so are there any other baby monologues that you all know about? I mean, there was the show Baby Talk, which was a ripoff of Look Who's Talking, in which Tony Danza was the voice of the baby, and the mom, I think, was played by Julia Duffy.
If you were to try to Google this also, like to try and figure out, all you get is like all these TikTok videos, and like there's too much baby content out there, I feel like, to even try and research this.
Oh, like, interesting. The show Baby Talk.
You're just researching it right now.
Sorry. I'm listening to you. No.
No. I mean, like, I'm sure you'll figure out that I was wrong. Really fast.
No. I haven't. No. I agree with you. I was researching the Baby Talk, Look Who's Talking thing that I said was a ripoff of Look Who's Talking. I just want to be clear. Amy Heckerling, who did Look Who's Talking, created that show, so they're connected. But that show, by the way, featured Julia Duffy, Tony Danza as the voice of the baby, and George Clooney.
What show is this?
Oh my God. I remember it.
It was on Baby Talk. Wow, it had 2 seasons. I can't believe that. That's amazing.
It was just like Look Who's Talking.
But I think Look Who's Talking is genius, not the original. I think it's genius. I think it holds up. It's so good. So funny.
There's
I'm not sure who the audience is. Is it just parents that this movie is for?
No, because in those days you would take a kid to see that movie.
You would? Like, this was a kid's movie back then?
Look Who's Talking?
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, 1989. I was 9 years. Mom took us in the theater. We saw it at Place Alexi Neon. It was another one of those theaters. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was one of those big old theaters where we sat in the balcony, and in Montreal. Cute. And we were there. And Mom thought it was so funny, the sperms and everything like that.
I mean, the movie's genius.
Yeah. I mean, that passed for PG back then. I don't know if it's PG or PG-13, but not that mattered for our parents.
No.
Okay, so there's no other monologue babies?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. All right. So Look Who's Talking.
Anyways, they wouldn't stand a chance up against Look Who's Talking, so it doesn't matter.
But did you think that Joan Rivers would have been better to... I was always thrown off by them replacing Joan Rivers in that sequel. It pissed me off forever.
Of course. Agreed.
And my other question is, Becky, when you cut your kid's hair, do you...
All the time.
Do you hear the monologue?
I look like a boy. Yeah.
Hear the monologue every time?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, that's babies and monologues. Okay, now let's talk. This is a very like this category is a little bit the description is very gray here because I describe this as a surprise baby.
Oh, this is a great category. Your categories were brilliant.
Oh, okay, that maybe appear at the end of a movie,
this.
People get
for the characters, right?
And so what started this was at the recommendation of this young lady that helped me, the Garth Wade's daughter. Was her first recommendation was 3 Men and a Baby. And I was like, ooh, Mary from 3 Men and a Baby. That's epic. So what are other surprise babies? So I thought Baby Zoolander at the end of Zoolander is kind of a surprise because you have the hair and, you know, it's part of the epilogue. So let's take that as a surprise baby. Mary from 3 Men and a Baby or Baby Zoolander? Oh, really? I'm taking
Baby Zoolander.
Oh, really? I take Mary from 3 Men and a Baby.
Sure.
I mean, she's so important for the story, but she herself isn't great.
That moment at the end where Baby Zoolander does Blue Steel is like such an iconic moment.
That is
so funny.
I'm going to go with Zoolander.
For me, Mary melts the heart of these 3 bachelors.
She does. No, I mean, she's integral to the story, but her as a character, her as an actress.
She's not giving us much. She's not giving us.
She's not giving us much. Exactly. She's not giving us.
What about when he's reading her the Sports Illustrated?
And when he washes her tushy.
And when they're singing to her in the shower. Didn't you think of that the first time you ever took your kid in the shower?
Yes, I did. 100%. Okay. But again, she's not giving us a lot to work with. She could have been anybody.
Zoolander does Blue Steel.
Blue Steel at the end.
Okay, I see what you mean. Okay. All right. Now, this is a really interesting one because I think this one not only is a great introduction to the world of Men in Black, but it talks a lot about things are not what you seem. You can't judge a book by its cover. And early on in Men in Black, Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones deliver the alien baby.
That's true.
With the giant tentacles.
That's a great scene.
And it's, you think they might be fugitives, and then it's a baby, and then the Men in Black are compassionate, and then the baby nearly kills Will Smith, and then there's the cute little tentacle baby. That to me is a very heartwarming scene. Now, does that be Baby Zoolander?
Yeah, for me, that can be Baby Zoolander.
Really?
Sure. I love the way I described it. He's very, and listen, I'm very easy to convince. Marketing works on me. I own a lot of stuff. I know a lot of stuff from Instagram.
I just wanted to, that's true. Instagram is, I just wanted to give it some, because it could be seen as a slapstick scene, but I think it's a deeper moment.
Okay. Agreed. Fine.
All right.
It's also very
funny. Still going with Mary from 3 Men and a Baby, just to be clear here.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Giving Becky emotional whiplash. All right. So now
the next two, I can't wait to talk trash about them. So go ahead.
So Lily, I want Lily to get into this because you actually have video footage of giving birth that you keep on your phone and you show people.
Yes. And I've also been into multiple prenatal classes where they use this scene as a complete, this is the scene that is
the most written by a man.
Yeah, unreal, not right, unrealistic.
We're talking about
a good example to show anybody. People always reference the scene of look how brave he was. He showed the head coming out of the vagina. Look how
Knocked Up. We're talking about Knocked Up.
Knocked Up. Yeah, look how brave he is. Oh wow, they really showed birth. They didn't shy away from birth. Well, what they showed was a woman completely having an exorcist experience, screaming her bloody head off. Not that you can't scream during labor, but what are you showing women? Labor doesn't have to be that way. And that's not how all labor is. And it's terrifying and horrible. And does he want a medal for showing a vagina? That's not Katherine Heigl's. What?
Does he actually show a vagina or is that?
Well, he shows the head come. Well, I don't know.
Shows the baby crowning.
And give him a medal for showing a baby crowning, but
in a way that positions women as being totally incapable of actually
and with no agency in her labor, and just it's a really awful scene, even though we're supposed to applaud Judd Apatow.
I don't really like that movie. So okay, all right. So that one's not going anywhere.
No, definitely not.
All right. Then another surprise baby.
I fucking hate this movie. So
is
that baby can join
the really good.
You have to let me say the movie. Sorry. Now people think you're talking about Knocked Up.
No, I'm talking about
baby is people are not reading our notes while they're watching the show.
Sorry.
You know that, right?
I hate this movie though.
Okay. It's called Children of Men. Clive Owen, sci-fi movie about a world where there's no fertility, but there's one woman giving birth, and at some point they have a baby in the movie, and they're running around. They're on a boat with a baby. What do you think about that surprise baby? Now, Lily, you can say what you think of the movie because the listener.
I hate that baby and that movie.
Oh, okay. Becky?
So I hate everything about that movie.
I really like that movie.
It's very critically acclaimed.
Isn't it one of your directors, Lily? Isn't it one of those directors you love?
Yeah, it is. Isn't it Iñárritu? Isn't that him?
Yeah, I think so.
I love him. That movie's not for me.
I really like that.
No, it's Alfonso Cuarón.
Oh, it's
There
Cuarón.
we go.
Yeah. Just kidding. Yeah, the guy, he did Gravity, right?
Gravity.
No, that's Inarritu. Just kidding.
No, that's
Oh, he
Cuarón.
did do Gravity?
Gravity, Roma, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Right. Okay, he did do Gravity.
Great
Y Tu Mama
Expectations
Tambien,
with
which is one of my favorite movies.
Great Expectations with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Love that movie.
Oh,
The
I
Witches.
love that movie.
He did The Witches.
He
which I
did
haven't
that
seen.
one. Is that why I love that Great Expectations one so much?
Probably.
Okay, so I really remember enjoying that movie a lot. And the baby comes. Is the baby at the very end? It's like the last thing that happens.
It's like the last third.
I don't know. I'm still gonna go with Men in Black, baby.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a very intense movie, Children of Men. It's a very like horrifying post-apocalyptic with like not like zombie and post-apocalyptic, but just like very depressing future.
Yeah, I'm just not interested.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now here's a kind of more fun alien baby. Superman lands in a pod on Earth.
Love it. Winning. Beats
Which
definitely
one?
beats.
There's
Like, why?
many Supermans that
Why
have landed
Superman
there.
landing in a pod? I have a
Because
hard
just
time with
No,
Superman.
it's all Supermans. I don't care. It's the story. It's the lore.
S
Is
means
it
hope. You
Henry
like
Henry Cavill?
No, it doesn't
Like,
have to be his. I mean, I'd buy anything he has, but not him per se. It's
I
the
don't-
lore. It's the myth. It's
Really?
the comic. Yes. I think
Superman.
I think
really
he
spoke
beats
to
Men
me.
in Black, which is it's just they don't have kids.
I agree.
He shows
I mean,
up.
I think it's
He's
more
a super
important.
baby.
I mean, I think in the grand scheme of culture,
like
pop
infertility
culture.
with hope.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Superman. but I'm not, like, a big
Adoption's a really important
Adoption.
thing.
Say
Yeah.
I'm not feeling very moved by this category.
Superman. Okay, Superman. Okay, now hold on a second because Superman, who has
You
many
just added.
Jewish roots. His creators were Jewish. He was supposed to be a metaphor for the immigrant experience and the outsider. His Kryptonian name is Hebrew, Kal-El, right? Which depending on how you pronounce it could mean voice of God. But he's really just a knockoff of Moses.
Coming in the basket. He came in the ship.
Yeah. What about
Yeah.
Moses in the Ten Commandments? But this is very specific, not all of them. This is Moses in the Ten Commandments, the movie we
Played
watch
by
every year.
Charlton Heston.
Well, not the baby wasn't played by Charlton Heston. That was just a
He
baby.
could have
I'm
been. He's
talking about
such a
the
good actor.
baby. They put in the basket. They put him in the basket. What do you think of that one?
Whatever.
All right, so Superman trumps the heritage of our people.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm with you there. I like the Superman baby. They always do good gimmicks, like the baby lifting a truck.
okay. Agreed.
Okay. This one's for Becky. I put this one in for Becky because this is a big movie in your family. The Star Child at the end of 2001.
No, you're missing Carlos.
Oh.
You skipped
Carlos from The Hangover.
Carlos.
I think
Carlos
he,
for sure
I think he
wins.
trumps Superman. He was so iconic. And like that
Yeah.
led to some of the best, like Donnie Rodstein doing the
did
best Halloween costume ever.
Yeah,
Before anyone
Carlos for
else
sure
did
wins.
a Carlos costume.
Baby is a
Exactly.
punchline. Baby is a
Yeah.
punchline.
That's true.
Why do we like it the most? Because it's baby is a punchline.
And when he gets like, he keeps knocking him in the head with
Yeah,
stuff.
and it's the
So
wrong
good.
name. And it's the wrong
Right.
name. It's amazing.
It's
Okay.
so great.
So now Carlos, I'm with you. Carlos beats Superman. Carlos versus the Star Child at the end of 2001, Becky. I know this movie is huge. I still don't understand the end of this movie.
The reason I have to pick the Star Child is because it was when
Really?
watching 2001. We went to go see it. It was playing at the Alamo in San Francisco. We went to go see it with a group of friends, and I was watching it. And when that baby kind of like appears on the screen, I was like, I knew in that moment, it was very strange.
Wow.
I knew in that
This is
moment
love.
that I was pregnant and what my baby's name was going to be, that it was a girl and what my baby's name was going to be.
First baby. or
All in
second?
one first baby, all in one instance. Did not know I was pregnant, like officially at all. I mean, it was way too soon. It was weeks before I could have been pregnant. I could have known. And I just was like, I am 100% sure I'm pregnant. I was like, I can feel it. And it's going to be a girl and her name. And I knew what her name was going to be all in like an instant when that baby appeared on screen.
Well, geez,
So
how
it's
can we
kind of
fight
important
that
to
one?
me.
I mean,
I
that
know.
one, I
Yeah.
get so much anxiety at the end of that movie because everything feels so out of control. And I'm very both interested in space and
Mhm.
aliens and stuff, but also like my mind gets bent when I think that, right? Because we don't know that much, right? Like we think we know how things work, but
We
didn't
don't
they
know
just
how
find like a
anything
bunch of
works.
galaxies this week?
Yeah, we don't know
I think
anything.
they did, yeah.
So I mean, but I can't fight Becky's here. All right, Becky, you give us the last one in this category because it not.
I mean,
only
the
is
only
a
one that can
surprise-
trump Becky's is the last one.
Yeah,
So
that is-
the
'cause
last
it
one
comes from the
is,
law of surprise.
I mean, in The Witcher, Geralt is given literally a child surprise. That is a surprise baby, a baby he didn't know he was going to get, that someone said,
That's
surprise, now you have to
wild.
have this baby.
And
So
it's a quest baby.
And it's a quest baby, and the baby grows up to be a super huge, badass,
character.
interesting, complex character. And it's the entire crux on which this story unfolds is Geralt's child surprise.
True. Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
All right. I'm with you. Yeah, I'm gonna go child surprise because that show is just amazing and we're big fans of the show. Okay, supporting babies. Okay, this one we're gonna go quickly. This first one, and this is for Mom. Undercover Blues, starring Kathleen Turner and Dennis Quaid. I just love that baby is almost just like a prop that's used for action scenes because I feel like they're always
Right.
beating up the bad guys with the strollers. Do you remember watching that movie with Mom?
Yeah, I do. And I remember being like, oh, I guess this is what Mom laughs at as a kid. I mean, I love the concept and I remember seeing it, but there's so many other good ones on this list that the next one's going to beat it.
What about Labyrinth Toby?
Yeah, that baby beats it.
When that baby goes to the edge of the
like
cliff.
I experienced suspense as a child for the first time. I was on the edge of my seat.
As a parent, that is even more terrifying.
Yeah. Toby, and where is that kid now?
I don't know. Probably doing Comic-Cons. Beck, baby,
as he should be.
Baby from, and also so we're talking about Toby from the Labyrinth, Dance Magic Dance, as I wanted to bring up next. When they throw that baby in the air, and
my husband does that with my kids, so it's not safe.
And then the Muppet catches it. Do you know how many times I watched that scene over and over and over again?
To see.
Mom was like, "That's a fake baby," and I'm like,
"That looks very real." It looks very real.
It does.
That baby goes in the air, goes off screen though. That's the funniest thing. They throw it up in the air and it goes off screen and it drops back down. It's like a little kid's like home movie that they're making, like special effects. Goes up.
Yeah. I think Toby, right?
Toby, yeah.
For sure.
Toby or the baby from Raising Arizona. I'm 50-50 on Coen Brothers, and Raising Arizona is not one of the ones that
I love Raising Arizona, but I'm going with Toby.
Amazing.
I don't like anything that has to do with babies being kidnapped, so you're never going to convince me.
I think that's where I am, is that I actually would love Raising Arizona more if it wasn't about a baby being kidnapped, because that's the first time I remember seeing Nicolas Cage. That's that iconic
Holly Hunter.
The final fight with him and the bounty hunter where he pulls the grenade, right? Like it's cool, but yeah. All right. Okay. So Labyrinth Toby, or do you remember this one? We saw this in the theater together, Shoot 'em Up. I'm pretty sure
we didn't.
I've
never
we didn't.
heard
No,
of
I
this
saw
movie.
this. I saw this with Allie. Sorry.
Never heard of it.
No, I'm not attached to this.
This one is it's a super violent shoot 'em up movie where Clive Owen has to protect a baby, and they take a baby as a prop to absurd heights in this movie. Like the baby is like sliding on the road while bullets are flying by it the whole time. Nothing happens to the baby the whole time. But yeah, Toby's a good actor. Like, when Toby chases
oh my
the little
God,
glass
yeah.
ball.
Yeah, the glass ball.
Toby baby.
All right, now Toby or Laura Dannon from Willow.
Laura
Dannon spawned like a generation of
like
little girls called Laura Dannon.
And also, have you seen the ads for the new Willow show? Oh my!
Yeah, it looks. So
I have
good.
not. I have not seen those. I can't wait to look at those. But I'm still going with Toby.
Okay, I'm going with a Laura Dannon because I just love Willow so much. Okay, that's for supporting babies. Let's talk about evil babies. Oh, sorry, Becky, did you want to give yours?
I'm going to choose a Laura Dannon because I think the scenes between her and Willow are very touching and beautiful, and him and his wife and the baby. It's
You're
really
right.
Beautiful and emotional.
Right. And like Mary in Three Men and a Baby, she warms the heart of Mad Mardigan, and he ends up raising her with sorcery.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
And
You
her
got me.
nursemaid gets eaten by those evil dogs, which, like, for a kids movie, it's such a Spielberg thing to do, even though Ron Howard directed it, or I guess it's Lucas, but like it's a pretty exciting adventure, whatever. But like early on, you see someone mauled by a pig dog.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's talk about evil babies, because this was a little supernatural, Laura Denham, but she's a good baby. All right, so Beck, you gave us in our list Rosemary's Baby, which I've never actually seen all of Rosemary's Baby,
Oh, you haven't? It's
but
so
I do
good.
remember
Really
Danny Newman talking about watching it with Brad one day, and then watching the whole movie and getting to the movie, and they were like, and they didn't even show us the baby.
I thought they do show you the baby.
I mean, I don't know.
It's
I
this
haven't seen it.
terrifying devil creature.
I don't.
It's like not. It's not
No, I think
human.
it just
It's not
says
human.
the eyes.
The eyes.
I thought.
yeah, it's not
I don't-
human.
Maybe
but I
I
don't-
just imagined it.
I don't
No,
think.
I
they
don't think
show
you
the
see
baby.
it. No, they're just like horrified when they look at it.
Like, the eyes, and then that's the end.
Here's why I'm gonna. What are we doing? Rosemary's Baby versus what?
Oh well, I mean, I
no.
thought you could just talk about Rosemary's Baby. For a
Okay, so the
I
reason
love
why
that movie.
okay,
Pretty
because
important baby.
okay, you don't see the baby until the end, but from that moment that baby is conceived, before it's a baby, when it's just a bunch of cells, right? It is doing evil. It is
Got
like
it.
wreaking havoc on her body and making her crazy, and everyone
She
is
was
all in
inseminated with the
cahoots.
devil.
Yeah, and everyone is in cahoots, and I just think this
By
is
the way,
pure evil.
If there's ever a movie that makes a case
is
for pro-choice,
pro-abortion. Yeah.
right, it saved people a lot of trouble.
And I
Trigger
mean,
warning.
just
I hope we didn't upset anyone with that.
the scene that's burned into my mind is when she just eats the raw steak. Like, I don't know if you remember, there's that scene when she's pregnant and she just brings a steak home and she just cooks it. She doesn't cook, she puts it in the pan for like 1 second and just eats a raw steak. I don't know.
That's how my husband eats steak, though.
Yeah.
Is that bad?
Oh my God.
That's a great movie, though.
Yeah. So I was just reading how we never see a baby, though we do hear it crying in the crib. And one critic says that it's a cloven hoof baby. I don't know. Maybe. All right. So then here's one this is very obscure. This is a real shy one, but it's a nod to Candace Martellaro, who has been on our show, and Janet Varney, because they and Jackie Kaplan all worked on Stand Against Evil. So we've had a bunch of people from Stand Against Evil. My favorite episode is always the Hex Marks the Tot, the one with the haunted baby, Aiden Braden.
I don't know that one.
Oh my God, it's so funny, and it's like so over the top, terrifying, but it's also one of these ones where there's an illusion where the person who has the baby thinks the baby is like a perfect little baby, and it's obviously a devil baby, and they just play it for many, many jokes. But you got to give Rosemary's Baby the win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Chestburster, the Xenomorph.
Chestburster win. What are you talking about? For evil babies? I think that we don't even need to bother.
All right, we'll just
the
stop
category.
Here. Chestburster wins.
Because
You're
Chestburster's
right.
going to win. I mean, think of anything more evil than the baby ripping through your chest and then turning into a xenomorph. Like, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
Now I want to end on this last section for movies, and then we'll wrap up the show. And that is puppet babies. Okay, because there have been so many puppet babies, like the babies in Free to Be You and Me, Marlo Thomas, and I think it's Mel Brooks. Bald as a ping pong ball. You remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
No.
What do you think? No, Beck, you got to watch
What?
that. I have such great memories of watching that and listening to it with the Agans, with Rozzy Agan in particular. They had the record of it, and I remember listening to it.
I remember they had the record of it.
I'm going to send you the skit. And it was, it's also a revolutionary thing, because it was all about, I mean, at its time, it was very revolutionary in terms of gender equality and things like that. Okay. Now, what about the Gelfling babies in the Dark Crystal? I put this in just to mess with you guys, because I
think those are winning, because those are very memorable.
Yeah, for sure. Gelfling?
When they're like taking little baths and stuff, the Gelfling babies. Okay. All right. You remember, that part? They're like, they dive under the water, little puppets. I mean, the fact that people should really watch both that and the prequel show, because it's just amazing that they made these puppet-based movies. All right. Grogu, aka Baby Yoda, Maybe one of the most significant babies of
Baby
a generation.
Yoda.
Yeah.
We're talking about Grogu, Baby Yoda. That's the winner.
Yeah, that's the winner.
Now, all right. Now, Baby Yoda or Baby the dinosaur from
This is very tough.
Secret. What's it called?
Very tough.
The name of the movie is Secret of the Lost Legend, 1985, starring Sean Young. Okay. And it's about these folks who are like aid workers in Africa. And they discover that there are some dinosaurs still alive, and there's like, you know, an evil colonial.
I just don't think you can compare the cultural impact of Grogu
I don't think you can
and this
compare the
movie
cultural
that
impact.
no
Becky's
one
right.
knows.
Remembers
so
makes
Grogu.
it me
Okay.
shy.
But like I remember lines from I mean, Lily, how many times did we watch it? When they escape underwater at the end of the movie?
Okay, so other than you
ridiculous.
two, everyone else is picking Grogu.
Yeah,
So,
that's fair.
Lily, let's vote the three of us. Who thinks we should all rewatch this movie?
I
and
do.
Do an episode specifically about this and find someone like from our
Like
Friday
a
Night Movie family,
paleontologist. No, a paleontologist.
a paleontologist, or someone from our Friday Night Movie family that like loves this movie, so they can.
Do you think
unpack it.
anybody out there loves this movie?
I think
Somebody must.
people must love. And I watched this with the Austs. I can't tell you how many times with Thomas and Charles.
Oh my God. Makes me really feel like there wasn't a lot of content for kids back then.
Not just
It was
content
like
for kids
this
that
or
looks
look who's
terrifying.
talking. It's like
Looks
this or look who's talking.
And I feel like Lily, maybe you see yourself in the couple too, like an adventurous couple.
I don't know. There's a lot that I loved and still like. I loved this movie a lot as a kid. A really, really lot. Loved it. But you can't debate Grogu. Grogu wins, obviously. Grogu is
Grogu is the most important. But I just
yeah.
love that now Becky's going to have to watch this dinosaur movie that is nightmare fuel.
Thank
Okay,
you.
and last but
Nothing
not
else
least,
to do this week.
that not the mama himself, the baby from Dinosaurs.
Look at a picture of that thing. It is terrifying. The creature design on that. What was their goal? That is the whole concept of that show was so bizarre.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm gonna pick Grogu.
It was very popular.
but by a hair. Grogu is winning this. He is eking it out because that baby is just so weird and mysterious and creepy. And that tagline was huge. People love this. A show about puppet dinosaurs that was really supposed to be just middle America. But wearing flannel with a stay-at-home mom and a baby who was mean to everyone.
Especially the dad.
Especially the dad.
It was so popular.
It was so popular.
But,
it was so popular.
But that's what was so cool about that era. Like now they wouldn't even bother to try to make it the animatronics that they made for that show. Remember there was Spike,
and you're like, is it
and
weird to have a crush on a puppet dinosaur?
I mean, there was a lot.
The teenage son.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of like romance in it. I mean, it went 5 seasons. 5 seasons.
5 seasons.
Is it 5 seasons?
Who did the voices on this show?
And also
it was
the actors
so
that were
popular.
cast in it were just Jessica Walter was the mom who would go on to be very, very, very famous in Arrested Development, but they didn't. Oh, Sally Struthers was I do remember Sally Struthers.
The sister
was the sister, yeah. But wow, Kevin Clash was the baby. That's the guy who was Elmo, who would then have a scandal and no longer be Elmo. But these were voice actors, right? At the time, it wasn't like you had to sell the show with, a famous person. You sold the show because it was a cool concept. 4 seasons, not 5 seasons, but 65 episodes of this show. It was on TGIF, I'm pretty sure. That's amazing. All right.
Just wild.
Okay, so that wraps up our discussion of puppet babies because we're still going with Baby Yoda.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I have a bunch of things for my shoutouts and recs, so I'm gonna hit them pretty quickly. Number one.
Yeah, I've got nothing, so go ahead.
Howie gets a provisional I Told You show because he recommended Reacher, which is, remember that movie Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise? So there is a show of it on Amazon.
Is
and
there
it's
now?
very different than the movie. It's not Tom Cruise-y at all. And the pilot, just the first episode, I guess it wasn't a pilot, they probably made the whole show, but the first episode was so strong and witty, and I want to say like a little bit 90s in its style, that I like Allie and I watched it on the plane and immediately hooked. Like I'm like, I now want to see
Wow.
And I heard anyone I know who's watched it has said that it's like that the whole way through. So I would say Reacher from a first episode, Howie, provisional I told you show, it supposedly only gets better. But like, you'll just like in the first 5 minutes, you're just like, I'm going to like this because it's just self-aware. The character is like big and hulking, but super smart. The actor actually for a big muscle man is very good. Okay. Then Thor, Love and Thunder, which is a Taika Waititi movie. Like it's a Taika Waititi movie that has Marvel characters in it. Allie has now confirmed that she hated it. She told me last night, she's like, I didn't understand it. I've already forgot it. It's so stupid. I thought it was, the more I think about it, the more I like it because of just how off the wall it is. But it also has a lot of heart. And I encouraged Mom to go see it. Mom did go see it. And for some reason,
By herself. She's so cute.
And she, I guess because it was an AMC theater, she felt the only way she could buy a ticket was by using my and
your
AMC
yes.
account.
How does
amazing.
she have your account?
I have
info?
no idea how she has my AMC.
She's a
account.
hacker.
But
She's
She then texts me, "Can you send me the QR code?" Because
She's
I didn't even know she was
amazing.
Then The Boys
Everyone
season
loves a
3.
deal.
I'm not done yet. We have one episode left, but I think this is the best season of The
It's
Boys.
good
It
so
is
far.
so
Right? I'm not as far as you, but it's good.
It is over the top, but I think things that I didn't like about the show are now paying off. There's just a lot of depth, and I love the switching of the world a little bit. Like the rules of the game are different this
Right.
And then things I'm intrigued about. There's just a couple of things that I'm intrigued about. One is I was looking for a show to watch yesterday, and instead I watched the movie Chasing Molly with Shelley Pack, which is very, very funny and uses some amazing Hebrew prayer references. That's all I'm going to say. Very, very funny, worth watching on HBO Max at 80 minutes for all of our short movie fans. But the other thing I almost watched was this show called Visitors. I was like, ooh, a sci-fi show that I've never heard of. What is this? And it seems like it's a French-Canadian show and that it takes place in Pointe Claire.
That's amazing.
So I think we might have to watch that show and maybe get someone from French Canada that we know to come on and talk about it, because I think like I don't remember a lot of French Canadian like there's a few things that we watched but like I don't remember watching a lot of French Canadian shows growing up, so I'm very intrigued by that. It looks very funny, but also a good sci-fi show. And then I think the next big thing I'm going to watch with Allie, other than Reacher, is The Offer with Miles Teller.
Miles
Teller, about the making of The Godfather. I think I'm ready for it. I wasn't, and now I'm ready for it. What about you guys, Lily?
I've been too busy with wonderful guests. Shout out to Shelly and Devin are visiting on their honeymoon. Becky, who's here. I've just been too busy for TV. I get like that sometimes. I've had no time to watch TV, which is nice. I know you don't believe in this, but sometimes it's fun to have a break and then go back. I'm getting excited for my shows again. I don't remember what I was watching. That's how long it's been.
Okay.
But
not even like a little show before bed, like a little
there's been
show.
there's been no time for TV. Literally, like we've been going full steam ahead.
Okay.
So not any time to, which is nice.
When I visit, there'll be time.
There'll be time. Yeah. They're watching Last Kingdom, which is great.
Totally.
I'm so jealous that they get to watch it.
Shows I would watch.
I watched a bit of that with them.
Shows I would watch again with people right now: Last Kingdom, The Bear. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Becky, what about you?
I'm very slowly watching Barry season 3. We have one episode left.
So
because
good.
I've been a little too busy as well. So
Barry,
that's it.
So good. Okay. Lily, where can people follow you?
Chichi K Gomez on the Twitter.
And Becky, where can people follow you?
At Paper BK Princess.
And me at Pancake and the number 4 table. All the Friday Night Movie shenanigans at Fry Night Movie. On Twitter and Instagram, FridayNightMoviePod.com to sign up for our newsletter, our almost never newsletter, which we've gotten a few signups recently. And the theme music is by What Does It Eat? I love you both so much. This was so much fun. Talk to you soon. Lily, excited for your birthday.
I can't. Love you.
She'll be processing this for a few episodes.
All right. Bye. Love you.
Love you.
Maybe you should have told me before you got the tickets.
Nope.
No.
So then it would have
This
been
is
like, this means so much to me. You guys don't actually have to come.
No, this is the throw
No.
the steering wheel out the window. We talked
So
about.
you,
We talked
it's both
extensively
couples?
about
It's both couples.
both couples.
Yep.
So
all
then
four
are we
of us.
just gonna like go and do something crazy here, just us?
Why do we have to
Yeah.
do something crazy? Can't we just have like
I don't
brunch
know.
at the Hamon place?
We can.
Can
but
I
I'm
just
like,
get his French
Lily,
fries
if
with
I
eggs
tell you
and
this,
hamon?
I'll tell you this, Lily. If I arrive and you immediately make me go on vacation somewhere else for 2 days, I will be annoyed.